Warren. I'm a certified career coach, and I help high school and college students prepare for life and success after they graduate high school and college. Get them ready for careers and all of that fun stuff. I ended up becoming a career coach after I graduated high school and had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. And I ended up going to college, because that's what you're supposed to do, and didn't know what I wanted to major in, so I changed my major 4 times. And finally, I ended up graduating with a degree in nursing, and I never really wanted to be a nurse in the first place. I was able to get a job as a nurse, and I worked for 2 years at a job that I completely hated. It was an awful fit for me, and it just was not good. And through this whole process, and all of these years, it took me 5 years to get a 4-year degree, through this process, I kept thinking there's got to be a better way to get students from high school through college and into a job without all of the stress and drama and indecision and confusion that I went through. And that was what led me to discover career coaching. I became a career coach, and now I work with high schoolers and college students. And I do either one-on-one career coaching just with the student and myself, or I also do group workshops where I work with a class of students and we work through some very important topics. I think that there is a huge need for career coaching because a lot of students from 15 to 25 tend to kind of flounder, and they don't quite know what it is that they're working on doing after they graduate high school, and they're just not real sure. They just lack a sense of direction and have trouble getting started and getting some traction going. And there's a lot of very important decisions that are made during this time, and sometimes a little extra guidance with those decisions and walking them through the process can be very helpful. Some of the topics that we talk about, the first thing we talk about is setting goals. What do they want to do with their future? We talk about educational goals, physical goals, financial goals, all sorts of different goals. Let's set some goals. Let's get a vision for your future. Next thing we talk about is personality types, because you have to understand yourself before you can understand what kind of career would be a good fit for you. So we talk about the different personality types, and then we look at some career options that would work well with those personality types. Next we talk about planning for college and what kind of extra training do they need after high school, and the different college options that are out there, because there can be a lot. We also talk about creating a working budget, because this was a big deal for me. When I graduated high school and then eventually college and got a job, I had no idea how expensive life was. I was shocked at how much money you have to make just to pay bills. And I think that a lot of high schoolers are in the same kind of predicament. They're just not entirely sure how expensive life is, and most of them have very big lifestyle preferences. They want the nice cars, they want the nice house, but they don't realize how much work that is to actually achieve. So we kind of talk through a budget and how much to expect to pay for bills, and then we look at some lifestyle options of cars and houses and babies and how much is all of that. That's usually a very eye-opening session for them. After talking about a budget, we also talk about increasing marketability on the job search. So even now today, some college graduates, a lot of college graduates, are struggling to find a good full-time job after graduating high school. They can find part-time employment, smaller positions or minimum wage positions, but they're struggling to find a full-time job. So we talk about what can you do in your job search to make yourself stand out from the crowd, and to just increase your marketability. These topics are hugely important for this age group, and they're very, very relevant, and usually the kids don't get a lot of specific help and guidance in a lot of these areas. It's just not something that they have time to teach in school a lot of times. They don't cover very in depth, so this is very helpful for them. One-on-one career coaching can be done in a period of usually 4 to 12 sessions where they meet with a career coach like myself, and usually you work through some assessments. Some of this can be done online, some projects, some homework assignments. I put together this workbook, and this is what I use with my students when I'm doing career coaching. And we just start at the beginning and work all the way through these various worksheets and homework assignments, and it gives us something to come back and talk about. And to get through this in a good amount of time can take maybe 4 meetings, but we can definitely go longer than that if we want to cover more of the topics more in depth. These same topics can be taught in a group setting or a classroom setting through my career planning workshops. And again, I do send them home with some homework assignments that they're left to do on their own. But very, very helpful topics again. Career coaching can be a very helpful solution for students who are trying to plan for life after high school. They usually really enjoy this process because it's customized to their individual goals. And it's just fun to kind of think through, what is my personality? Where would I be a good fit? What am I interested in doing? How can I actually make money doing that? Because that's very important, second little issue there. But my goal is to take what can be an overwhelming and scary process, those years after high school, and what do I do with college, and what about all of these things, and make this more of a fun and enjoyable experience, and take some of the stress out, because I'm explaining to them what the next steps are and how they need to start working through this process to be successful as fast as possible. I believe that helping students discover their passion and their purpose in life is the best way to get them motivated and on a path to success, and help them avoid some of the negative influences that can come up during the teen and young adult years. Very important. I really wish that I had had a little more help in this area when I was growing up. I think that it could have saved me some extra time in college and kind of the floundering, and it could have saved my parents a little extra college money, and it would have made the whole process a lot smoother. So that is what I'm trying to do now for high school and college students, is try to make this process fun and exciting, and not quite as scary and confusing as it